Right, they're scared. That's funny. What is going on, YouTube? We are just getting started with a little Amazon FBA Q&A. We got the Tiki Talk right here. Say what up to the back of my phone. And yeah, also, y'all, just in case TikTok does go away, keep in mind that I am live on YouTube every day. All of the YouTube lives are actually posted into long form videos, almost like podcast style. So I actually need to get it to where like it's up here, because then, sorry YouTube, I didn't mean to block it. So I'm looking at the YouTube and the TikTok camera, because on YouTube it looks like I'm just looking down. Anyways, that's neither here or there. So let's get into it. But yeah, y'all make sure you go subscribe to the YT. I go really hard on the YT content. Post a new long form video. Oh my gosh, what's up with the yawning? I might have to get back on the coffee, the cafecito, because I don't yawn when I drink coffee. But yeah, so y'all make sure you go subscribe. One long form YouTube video every day, or not every day, every week. I probably post I post more shorts on my YouTube than I do short form content on my TikTok. So make sure you guys go show that love. Mr. Popo came in and said, I don't mess with people who make less than 20K a month. He's joking, of course. I don't know if he's still even in the live, but that's in reference to a video that I actually didn't talk about on TikTok Live. I referenced it, but I didn't talk about it too much. Oh, no, yes, I did. Just kidding. I did this morning. But yeah, was at a wedding. Dude comes up to me. We start chatting. Seems pretty cool at first. And then he's like, he's asking me like, oh, what do you do for a living? I'm like, I sell products on Amazon. He's like, oh, you do pretty well then? I said, I'm blessed, thank God. And he starts to like get into, he's like trying to like hound me for my exact numbers. My mom doesn't even know my exact numbers that I make. You think I'm going to tell some random guy at a wedding? The only person who knows exactly how much I make is my CPA. And so he's like getting a little bothered that I'm not telling him exactly how much I make. And then he starts going on his own rant of, he's like, yeah, I live in, I think it's like San Clemente, and I got a apartment on the beach, my 1 bedroom. He's like, I make 20K a month. He's like, I can't mess with people who make less than 20K a month. And he starts like getting, it's like a super opposite of positive vibe. And I didn't really mess with that. And I start to like visually get bothered. Coco, I'm going to get to that question in 1 sec. Let's finish this story, brother. Appreciate you for the question. Y'all make sure you drop your questions down below. But yeah, so I start to get visually bothered by it. And I'm like, yeah, man, I don't mess with that mindset. I don't mess with people looking down on other people. And at some point, I end up just turning away. I'm like, I'm not going to talk to this guy. And he realizes that I was bothered by what he said, and he's like, oh, sorry, bro, I didn't mean that, blah, blah, blah. That was my bad. I also think he had a little too much, so that's kind of what led to it. But nonetheless, whether, I can't say certain things on TikTok, but the whole blank words are sober thought, something like that. You guys know the expression, I think. And I had to tell him straight up, because I'm a very upfront person. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for anyone. I don't care if I've never met you before. I don't care if we're best friends. I actually that's a different story. I'll tell you in a second. I'm going to get to all these questions. I won't tell multiple stories before I get to your guys' questions. And I'm wrapping this story up. But I tell him, I'm like, hey, bro, I don't mess with that mindset, because I knew from our conversation that he didn't come from money. Right. He was actually even talking down on his like family, which I didn't appreciate. I was at his family's wedding, and he's like, yeah, I can't mess with brokies or busters, this. And I'm like, yeah, man, that's not the right mentality. I was like, you were in that position once too. I was like, you were just telling me about how you were working a construction job, and you didn't. You were working a construction job and you weren't making that much money, and then you found this new venture, and then you started doing good. That's God blessing you, brother, with a new opportunity. God didn't bless you with this new opportunity for you to now be on this pedestal and talk down to other people, right? And it also like bothered me because I've had my own struggles in that into a regard. I had a very arrogant phase. I was just talking to my uncle about this at my little cousin's birthday party last Saturday. And even he had checked me a little bit before. But yeah, man, I told him, I was like, why not use all of the knowledge that you have? And instead of looking down on all these people or saying that you can't mess with them, why not invest some time into them? Have a conversation with a youngster, or even if they're not a youngster, maybe they're 40 years old and they don't have it together. Like, we're all just trying to figure out life in our own time, in our own way. I was like, why not put these people up on game? Why not tell them what you did to get that success? I was like, God bless your success, bro. But that's not a winning mindset. And I hope that everybody, I hope all of you, God willing, find success in life. But I also hope that you all are humble, and remember why you have it. God can giveth, but he can also take away just as fast, if not quicker. And I've experienced that in my own life. I'll tell that story after I get to these questions. Why not wholesale instead of private label? Brother, I posted a video on my TikTok. Let me count it out, not including pinned videos, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos ago. I posted a video, what is the best business model on Amazon? And I give very analytical reasons why. If you guys would like, we can go over those analytical reasons on the live right now. But I'm not saying wholesale is not a good business model. I'm not saying people don't make money on it. I'm not saying that it doesn't work. That is not me. I will never say that a business doesn't work. People find success in the most weirdest business models out there, not even including Amazon. But just analytically, I would rather own a brand. Like, I would rather have control over a brand that I own, IP that I own. Private label businesses are very sellable, especially if you find success and build a strong brand name. Nobody's going to buy your wholesale business because all you have is a wholesale list that anybody could go and get. All it takes is capital and the connections. That's it. And then it's also still a lower profit margin. HD, for any questions about the mentorship, make sure you get on a call with my team, brother. You can apply for the mentorship in the TikTok bio. Maybe in a little bit we'll go over how to do that. I'll show you guys a little step-by-step. More patient than me, I would have walked away. I did at some point. I was so, like I said, visually bothered. I can't hide my faces. If I'm like annoyed by something, you guys will see it in my face. And I did turn away, and I just started talking to other people. And that's when he came and was like apologizing and saying like, oh, my bad, bro. I didn't mean to offend you or anything like that. And that's when I gave my whole spiel about that he was in that position once too. So I'll tell you guys my personal little arrogant story that I had in my own life. It was 2021. So 2 years after I started my business, and I felt like I was on top of the world. Also, it just said some comments in this live were filtered to protect community guidelines. So if you asked a question, TikTok may have muted it. Try to ask it in a different way. I'm not ignoring your question. But yeah, so 2021, 2 years after I started my business, at this point, I had found financial success. I was by no means a millionaire at this point, but I was doing quite well for myself. And I had a vibe, and this is part of life. Be accountable, and I'm sharing it all with all of you guys. So hopefully you don't make the same mistakes that I do. I'm an open book, honestly. There's not really many questions that y'all can ask me outside of like, what are my products that I sell, that I won't answer. Maybe that's to my own detriment that I'm so open of a book, but that's just me. But yeah, so I had a very arrogant time in my life about 2 years into the business where I wouldn't say that I looked down on people, but I was young. I'm still young, I think, but I was younger. And I just like it, kind of like you guys see me portray on the lives now, where like people will ask certain questions and it drives me a little bit mad because I'm like, just start. Like, stop asking how much money am I going to make in 6 months if I invest this much money, and is that guaranteed, and all these things. Like, I don't like those questions. But what kind of got me back then, Emzilla, you're funny. But what kind of got me back then was I see all these people who didn't, especially it was like people that I loved and people that I cared about, no ill intent towards these people. But I saw how they're living lives that they didn't necessarily like. They were working jobs that they didn't like. They had debt, all these things. And I'm like, guys, like, why aren't you putting in more effort in life? And I kind of had that mindset. And it was around the holidays, actually, where I was getting a little bit arrogant. I kind of felt like I was the man. I almost was. This was actually like like I've always believed in God. I've always, tried to be on that path and stuff. But this was kind of before I was talking like God's plan, and the reason that I'm successful is because of God. And I know not everybody subscribes to that idea, and that's okay. That those are my own beliefs, even though I do believe that is the case for everybody. And I almost started to think that it was I was on my own high horse. I felt like I was the man. I was the one who did this, not the fact that like God blessed me with all of these opportunities, these people who came into my life and stuff like that. And that was very much portrayed in the way that I talked, in the way that I moved in life. And so there was two conversations, one with my uncle, my dad's brother, and then one with my, I don't know, what would you call it, uncle-in-law, my aunt's husband, also on my dad's side, where, I would just be a little bit arrogant. One of my uncle-in-law, is that even a thing, uncle-in-law, or would that just be my uncle? Anyways, where he pulls me aside and he's like, Luke, I really think that you should go to college. I'm like, what are you saying? Like, I make more money than college professors do. Why would I go to college and learn from someone who's never started a business when I could, God forbid, go to zero and restart everything? And kind of, it wasn't just that simple of a conversation. I was a little bit arrogant in the way that I was talking to him. And then my other uncle, I'm sitting there telling him, like, we're almost like arguing. I'm like, because he has two boys. I'm like, you're going to make them go to college? Why would you do that? This and that. And I'm just like, I was almost like talking a little bit of smack, which was not right at all. And that was the wrong way to look at it. And God humbled me, because although I was doing very, very well during that time, very shortly after, I had a very hard year in business. Amazon account was like completely suspended. I went from making God knows how much money every month. I wake up one day, I'm like, why do I have 0 sales? Amazon account was gone. And eventually everything worked itself out, thank God. But it was kind of a very humbling moment where it's like, oh man, it wasn't me. Again, it was the blessings that were bestowed. Is that the right word? Bestowed onto my life. And it definitely humbled me to realize, like, hey man, just be humble, be grateful, feel blessed always, no matter what. And I completely shifted my mindset. And I was just talking to my uncle, the one who has the 2 boys, and we were kind of getting into it. It almost kind of like messed up our relationship a little bit for a few years. And him and I were having like a really real talk this last Saturday. And he's like, I'm glad that you've changed your mindset. He's like, you weren't wrong in any of the things that you said. It wasn't wrong to want to get money. It wasn't wrong to want to be successful. But like the pursuit of money, thinking that that's the end all be all in life, that's not the move. Waiting for you to rhyme with Tongan. I think that's a hard one. How did you get the funds to launch when you first started out? I worked hard, brother. I didn't have the money. I probably had $200 to my name, and all of that money was under my best. I didn't even have a bed. It was under my best friend's mattress, because I was sleeping on the couch in an iPhone box, because he had one of those little like drawer beds. Anyways, so I was working for my cousins at the time. I think at this point I was making $13 an hour. And I asked them, I'm like, listen, you guys know I want to start this Amazon business. They were also on the come up for their business. They were in a growth phase. And I said, can I work, instead of working 5 days a week, 8 hours a day? Can I work 6 days a week, 12 hours a day? And that's exactly what I did. I probably did that for a little over a month. And then I was also selling a few products on eBay as well, because they had given me some products that I could sell on eBay, until I had enough money to finally go launch my business. The day that I had enough money, I went out and placed my invoice, because during the time that I was saving up, I was still contacting manufacturers, looking for suppliers, getting samples, and doing all of that stuff. Simone, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody listening to me yap today. Any U.S. supplier you're willing to recommend for a new seller ungating? I don't get products ungated, not today, because I do private label. So I just contact, if I want to get a water bottle manufactured, I'd go on Alibaba, search water bottle, and find manufacturers on there. So I need to discuss, accept my request. What's the question, Dubai? I don't just bring anybody up into the live, brother. I'd be willing to get people in the live, but yeah, you guys got to ask your questions, and we'll only do it. Actually, we'll do that today. If you guys want, I'll get you guys in the live to ask a question personally to me, but we're not going to do like a whole 20 minutes of us on the live together. You can ask one question. You have to ask your question in the chat below so I can vet the question. How many products did you launch so far? 40 plus, including variations now. I need to share the best tips for Amazon PPC campaign no one has shared. You haven't checked out my profile, my friend. I have a tab on my profile that literally says PPC ads, has 40 or 60 videos on PPC ads. I literally just posted, literally my last video, my friend, what your first PPC ad campaigns on Amazon should look like. This is why I tell you guys to look at my content, watch my content. I don't just because I like posting videos. I don't make any money on TikTok. I have a business account, so you don't get paid for views on a business account. I also don't really get that many views on TikTok to even be able to get paid. So I make these videos to provide you guys value. It would be very, very much recommended to anybody who wants to learn to go through my content. So yeah, go check that out, brother. Go watch that last video, and I literally give you the blueprint on how to do it. Do you advise variations for your first time private label? It depends on the context of the product. Not every product needs variations, but sometimes variations can help you capture more of the market. And also keep in mind, your variations will never be equal. So you're not going to have two variations. One does 5K, one does 5K. It's more like one's going to do 8K, one's going to do 2K. Those aren't exact numbers. That's just an example. Hi, Luke. AI just started my Amazon business FBA journey. What do you mean by that? Redeemed, that it started your Amazon journey? Oh, AI. You said I just started. I thought you said AI just started. Okay, got you. Let's go, redeemed. Round of applause in the chat for redeemed. Get ready for the adventure of your life, my friend. It is a fun game. I just applied for my seller account. Let's go, son. That's amazing. That's amazing. You have taken the first step. You are further than 90% of people. Like, put it this way, I have like 38,000 followers on TikTok. Maybe 10% of them are Amazon sellers already, if that. And then maybe 5% are actually going to take action on it. And then the other 85% of people, they thought about it, but chose not to because they didn't want to fail, or they didn't want to lose money, or they were scared of what people would think. That's one that I don't really understand. I don't understand. Okay, I do understand it. I'm human, so I get it. Hold on real quick. Let's get to this. Need brand approval. What business model are you doing? I need assistance setting up my account. I've read so much that nothing sticks so well. So here's the thing. If it's harder for you to retain the information, brother. You have to rewatch the information. It's not about finding a million creators or a million people who teach Amazon and learning everything from each one of them. On my journey, y'all, there was five at the top of my mind, people that I learned from. 2 of them were my cousins, and then the other 3 were YouTube creators that I was watching religiously. That's how I learned. I didn't need, and also it was like a different game. It's almost like a net negative, I think, to people, because there's so much information out there, and not all information is created equally. And you have this person telling you this strategy, and this person telling you this strategy, and this person telling you this strategy. How do you manage cash flow? Like going from launch to your first reorder, I assume credit? No, man, I bootstrapped it. I have leveraged credit way later on in business when I have established products and it's more like just pouring fuel on the flame, hypothetical flame, TikTok. But no, I don't like leveraging credit as a beginner. I think that it's something that I know somebody who, man, they did it so incorrectly. They had the proper guidance that they needed. Actually, 2 people that I know. So my cousins, I wasn't the only one that my cousins tried to teach how to sell on Amazon. There was 3 other people that they tried to teach to sell on Amazon. I was the only one that prevailed. Why? Because people thought that they were giving them a handout and that it was just going to be this easy thing. One of them literally ordered 2,000 units of a product, which think about it. I started with 300. They started with 2,000. Wild. And they never even put those products on the market. And this is why I don't believe in handouts. Like when people, like, you guys think like, oh, why would he charge for a mentorship? If I gave again, remember how I said the percentages of my followers? If I gave every single person the mentorship for free, which you guys have my free content, so that's essentially like having it to a degree, minus having me to be able to message and all the things that I've built for my students. All of y'all have those resources. How many people take action on it? People don't value things for free. So like they didn't have to use their own money for that inventory. They had help, like they were handheld, like created the listing for them, all these things. And then there was one slight little issue and they just dropped the ball completely. Didn't do anything, didn't try to see this adversity and try to prevail over it. Sorry, I'm messaging one of my students. I'm currently waiting for 2 samples from 2 different manufacturers. Any next steps for the process? Just make sure that the quality is good. Make sure that you're verifying your numbers as well. Start getting like the dimensions of the product and some general quotes so that you can find a baseline of what your profit margin is going to be. Doing it all on my own. I don't know anyone who teaches at the moment, so I follow Seller University. Nice, man. But yeah, I mean, if getting like a mentorship or a course or something isn't in the cards for you, then utilize any free resources that you can find. Also, again, check out my videos. Have you ever had issues with Alibaba as your main supplier? I read Amazon can suspend your account if you use them. That's not a real thing. That's only for arbitrage and wholesale, bro. I do private label. Also, Alibaba is not a supplier. It's a website where you find suppliers. Gotcha. I failed at my first attempt on Amazon 10 years ago, fresh out of college, but I think I'm ready now. Let's go, Adam. Let's go, son. I love that. I love that you're not out for the count. You're in the game. And keep in mind, bro, like, although I was blessed and had success on the very first product that I launched, I have had failed products, and I also know quite a few people who failed their first product, second product, third product, and then had success on their fourth. Or I know people who failed 1, 2, 3, third product was successful. The whole thing about failing is that you learn from these mistakes, you guys. It's kind of like related to sports. I think a lot of things can be related to sports in the business world, especially like MMA or fighting. Imagine a fighter goes and they lose a fight, or let's say a football team goes out and they lose a match. Are they not going to go out and fight again? Actually, this weekend, UFC, whatever number it is, Sean O'Malley versus Merab. Sean O'Malley he lost pretty bad to Merab, their last fight. Merab, dominant fighter. Did Sean O'Malley say, oh man, this guy already beat me once, I'm not going to go back into the octagon? No, he's gonna go get it again. Israel Adesanya. I like UFC. If that's my, I don't watch football or basketball or anything like that, but UFC I like. Israel Adesanya. He has this rival of a guy named why am I blanking on his name? I know his nickname, Poatan Chama. Alex Pereira. There we go. I don't know why I was about to say thank you. None of you said the name. Anyways, he has this rival, Alex Pereira. It's honestly one of the coolest stories in UFC, and this all relates to business, so bear with me. This guy beat him 2 times in kickboxing. One day, Israel Adesanya wins one of the fights, and he says something that was out of pocket. He pretty much says, like, yeah, there was this guy who beat me back in the beginning of my career, and now he's probably just sitting at a pub doing nothing with his life. This guy, Alex Pereira, hears this call out. He says, all right, bet. Joins the UFC, comes in, beats Israel Adesanya, takes his cookies. Nobody thought that Israel Adesanya would be able to win. Did he say, you know what, I quit, I'm going to just retire in MMA? No. He comes back, and he has one of the greatest comeback fights that I've ever seen in UFC. Imagine every single person in business, if their first loss, they just give up. Probably wouldn't be a very good athlete. It's like Tom Brady. I used to watch football. I was a Giants fan, a casual football fan. The Giants beat the Patriots 2 times in the Super Bowl. Did the Patriots say, you know what, we're just done. We're going to shut down the organization. We're not going to play anymore. No, they went and they kept winning. And now I think, no, the Steelers are still, now they're one of the top 3 most Super Bowl ring holders ever. Tom Brady, he technically lost, right? Yeah, TB12. I've never been a Tom Brady fan. And by the time I watched that documentary, I didn't even like football anymore. That was an amazing documentary. If anybody wants motivation on how to be a winner, go watch the Tom Brady documentary or docuseries. Absolutely amazing. This guy his wife divorces him. He has beef with his head coach. He ends up leaving the Patriots. Everybody's counting him out. And then he goes to, what was the team? The Buccaneers or something like that. And he goes on to win another Super Bowl. And now Tom Brady has more Super Bowl rings than any team in the NFL. Imagine one player having more rings than any team in a sport. That's never been heard of. How do you achieve greatness? By overcoming adversity. Oh, also his mom got sick. Like, it was this whole thing. But he overcame the adversity to win. Luke, how's it going? It's doing good, brother. Going good. Comedy, I don't just give away free products on the live, brother. I've been an FBM seller for 10 years, looking to get into private label and build a brand. Where should I start? Start doing product research. I have lots of videos on my product criteria. You can go check those out, cross-reference the products. Have you ever sold a seasonal product? How to deal with no sales during the season? No, I do not, for the exact reason of your second question. How do you deal with no sales during the low season? I don't want to deal with low sales during the slow season. So no, I do not sell seasonal products. That's one of the criteria points in my product criteria. No seasonal products. It's okay if you have slower times during the year for products, but I don't want to sell Christmas ornaments and only do well from end of October to right before Christmas, where that arrives before Christmas badge is there, and then all of a sudden sales go whoop. What if you don't know where you went wrong? If you don't know where you went wrong, Redeemed, you're probably not trying. And I only say it like that. I'm not saying you, I'm just saying in general, because it's pretty easy to see what you did wrong. Oh, I spent too much money on PPC. Oh, I didn't optimize my listing. Oh, I picked the bad product, or oh, I didn't differentiate that product well enough. Even in my younger years, I was able to see that. And I think I haven't read the question yet, but I already see Adam. He talked about how he failed selling on Amazon 10 years ago, and I'm about to read his comment as to why he failed. He knew why he failed. Redeem, thank you so much for the follow. What's the profitability? Oh, probability. Amazon to approve an item that requests approval. Thanks, bro. I mean, it depends if you have the proper documentation for it, Camilo. My issue was cash, had to pay 800 mold fee right before launch and then lost the rest on PPC. It wasn't just because you lost on PPC, Adam. I would assume that you didn't make too many optimizations to your listing when your PPC wasn't converting. Because I've been at a loss on PPC at the start of products, but then you dial in the product and then fix it. What's up, Luke? Thanks for messaging me back. Yes, sir, CC. CC, one of the mentorship students. One of the perks of being in the program is you have direct access to me to message me questions that you have. Luke, I have around 750 for first month of PPC. Is that okay? I'm sending 260 units. Yes, because something to keep in mind is that you don't necessarily, your PPC is not going to necessarily come out of your pocket unless you're selling your product at a loss. Let me get to this YT question. Roman on YouTube asked, what's your opinion for FBA versus FBM? FBA all day, brother, all day. Amazon FBM most times doesn't even make sense, to be honest with you, especially if you value your time. If you account your time into the cost, it definitely does not make sense. The boogeyman for Amazon is FBA fees, FBA fees. Nah, not even close when you compare it. Have you traveled to Japan? Yes. Yeah, you're right. Made no changes to the listing post launch. There we go. See, he knows his mistakes, and now he has it geared for his next launch to understand what he has done, what he did wrong, and he's going to learn from that. That's why I tell people don't launch multiple products at the same time as a newbie, because you're going to make these mistakes, and instead of making those mistakes for 3 or 2 or 4 products, make those mistakes for 1 product and then build from there. Can I do Can I do anything with 9 to 10K liquid? I'm new. Yes, voice. That's more than enough. My last product launch, including my trademark, was like 5 Gs. So yeah, you 100% can. Hold on real quick. Get this out of the way. How much price impact do tariffs have on Amazon FBA sellers? Roman, go watch my last YouTube video. I posted a video about the tariffs, number 1. Number 2, they have not affected my Amazon business in the slightest. Another boogeyman. FBA fees, PPC ads, tariffs. Boogeymen. Not that they're not real things, but that people portray them as like these things that that stop you from being able to succeed. Redeem, for any questions about the AMC Masterclass mentorship, be sure to hop on a call with my team. They'll be able to answer any questions that you have about the program. Luke, what's the average conversion for kids puzzles? I don't, there's no like average conversion that someone can say off the top of your head. You find that in brand metrics in your search query report on Amazon. So it depends. Every product, not even just every category, every product. So like metal water bottle will have different conversion rates than plastic water bottle. iPhone chargers will have different conversion rates than Samsung. I guess they're the same charger now, but you get what I mean. Do I have to sign up for the call? Yes, you have to book the call, Redeemed. If anything, y'all excuse me, I have a timer, so I've been given 36 minutes of straight value. So you'll have to excuse the shameless plug here. It'll happen every now and then, but we usually go like an hour worth of just content answering everyone's questions. And then you got to bear with me for like 1 to 2 minutes of plugging the mentorship. So yeah. So let me show you. So also YT, say what up to TikTok. TikTok, say what up to YT. So let's actually clean this as well. Get a more clear view. Okay. So you guys can head over to any of my social medias like my TikTok. This is the AMZ Masterclass mentorship site. You guys can go through and see all the information, all the things that we offer, some student results and all that good stuff. You can also watch this video right here, but you would click, yes, I want to apply. You would go ahead and fill out this questionnaire. Make sure that you guys fill it out accurately because it'll help the team be able to, don't fill it out like I am. It'll help the team be able to analyze your unique situation accurately. I'm going to cover this part because I don't want to dox my information. I've accidentally done that. Sorry, YT. I used to be able to show you guys this, but then I realized that I dox my information when I do that. So, and then boom, right here. And if you guys qualify, because not everybody qualifies for the program, you'll know that you qualify because when you finish the questionnaire, you'll be prompted to this page here where you're going to be able to book a call with my team. Voice. Here's the thing, brother. The only guarantee that I offer is I guarantee that you will learn every single thing that you need to know about selling on Amazon. And I guarantee that you will know my exact strategies from A to Z, how to sell on Amazon. Fun little fact for everybody. Anybody who makes financial guarantees for any course, mentorship, guidance, or anything like that, that is illegal in the United States. The FTC warns about that, and that's who the FTC comes after. Nobody can guarantee anything in business because a lot of things on business are on you, not on me. Because I can give you the keys to the castle. In fact, I've given the keys to the castle to some people and they just don't listen to anything that I say. So it's like, I can't make you a guarantee if you're going to join the program and then maybe you differentiate the product wrong. Maybe you don't make proactive optimizations to your listing. Maybe you don't struggle. I was just on a call with one of my students and we have one of the most in-depth guides, if not the most in-depth guide. Oops, I accidentally sent an invite to someone. Please don't accept that because then I'm going to have to block you to get you out of the live. Sorry, I didn't mean to send that. Anyways, the most in-depth guide on PPC ads out there. Very, 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 very much so do I say, do not have more than 3 to 5 keywords in your campaign. Make sure that you bid on your main keyword. I'm auditing somebody's campaign because that's another perk in the program is you have a one-on-one call with me. So we'll do a little Zoom call, screen share, you'll show me everything and we'll go over it. They have 12 keywords in one campaign. And then I look and they're not bidding on their main keyword and then wondering why their organic rank isn't going up for that main keyword. So it's like I could give you the keys to the castle, but if you don't listen, then those things are on you, brother. There's no guarantees in any business, not even in businesses that I start. I try to keep it 100 for all of you guys and gals. Yeah, I just wanted to see what the average. No silly questions, brother. I did campaign, but I'm only getting impressions. Your click-through rate is either too low or your bids are too low, my friend. Again, remember when I said everything on Amazon is very systematic? Very systematic. There's no like mystery as to why a certain thing is happening to your Amazon account or your Amazon business. Get to these YT questions. Roman says, I hear buying from Alibaba gives you fake and bad quality and causes a lot of problems. What are your thoughts? That's a myth. Whoever told you that is incorrect. Tell them that I told you that they're incorrect, Roman. Something that a big misconception on Alibaba or products from China. It was actually really funny seeing this whole tariff situation play out because kind of like in Roman, I'm not saying anything about you asking this question, brother. This is a very common question because of a lot of false information that's online. But it was funny because before the tariffs even got brought up or mentioned, so many people were like, products from China are not good quality, this. And then after the tariffs got implemented, and then I started talking about, okay, get products manufactured in other countries. They're like, you can't get good quality products manufactured from anywhere but China. It's like, make up your mind, people. Which one is it? Can you get good quality products from China or can you not get good quality products from China? Give you some insight, Roman. Just like you can buy products on Amazon that are good quality and bad quality, it really depends on the brand and the seller. Alibaba is the same thing because you're not buying those products directly from Amazon and you're not buying those products. Sorry, I heard something. And you're not buying those products directly from Alibaba. You're buying them from sellers on Amazon and you're buying them from manufacturers on Alibaba. Alibaba is the largest manufacturing site in the world. There's no site that comes close. In fact, I think when you look at the statistics, now one's direct to consumer, one's business to business. Alibaba and Amazon are pretty close, in terms of their volume. So that being said, just like if I own a brand, I would probably want to be on the largest e-commerce platform in the world, aka Amazon. If I was a high quality manufacturer, I would probably want my products to be on the most popular manufacturing site in the world. Let me tell you another thing about products from China. The phone that you are using or computer that you are using to watch this live was probably made in China or India, depending on what you're using and what model. This cup, made in China. This battery pack, made in China. This Gucci wallet that they claim made in Italy was actually made in China, and then they send it over to Italy to do a few little touch-ups on it, and then they're allowed to claim made in Italy. Every good quality product that you have is, or at least 90% of them are likely made in China. So it's a very big misconception that China equals bad quality. Little insight for everybody. How long does it take to get past the account level reserve? 2 weeks for it to clear. When you have a brand new account, it might take a little bit longer. Egg. Are mold fees common? My first product was plastic. I think I should have chose a different supplier. I don't get molds created, honestly, Adam. I'm finding existing products and then finding ways to differentiate them. I'm not making these wild changes that require me to pay all these expensive fees for a mold. So would you recommend to get some gated stuff and do the paperwork? I'm kind of afraid of it. There's nothing to be afraid of in business, brother. You just do the thing. You just do the thing. And I also don't do that business model, Camilo. Like I said, most of the products outside of consumables, topicals, baby products, and toys for kids under the age of 12 don't need to be ungated on Amazon. There's a few others that I maybe missed, but or not Amazon, excuse me, for private label. But those are the main ones. Hey, brother, what up? What up, Kasim? Good to see you. Good to have everybody in the live as always. Also, YT, YouTube, y'all drop a like on the live if you're getting value. It helps out the thing a lot. We got some people in here, but we don't got any likes on the live. So let's get that popping. If you guys are getting value from it, takes 0.5 seconds. And TikTok posted some gem videos on the page today. Number one, not including pinned videos, is what your first Amazon PPC campaign should look like. Second to last video, fun little story for all of you. Before I started selling on Amazon, I wanted to be a rapper. True story. And we posted some gem videos yesterday, how Amazon PPC ads work in under 30 seconds. Never forget where you came from once successful, and why you should never trust a product lead list. That's for all the arbitrage and wholesale people out there. Very, very important. Lead lists, I think, are nonsense. Even for private label, if you guys see a video, this is a great product to sell on Amazon. No, it's not. No, it's not. If you made a video about it, no, it's not. Simple as that. So make sure you all go show some love to those videos. But on that note, everybody, make sure, again, you guys, hold on, let's do this, and let's do this. Again, y'all, make sure if you guys want to have me as your personal mentor along your journey, to check out the TikTok bio and check out the AMZ Masterclass site. We'll go over some of the things that it includes. 100 step-by-step video guides going through my exact A through Z process on how to sell on Amazon. You have direct one-on-one access to message me any proprietary questions. We have the private Facebook group with over 300 students who are on the same journey as you, and the support in the group is absolutely amazing. You have weekly group coaching calls every single week, every month. You get one-on-one call with me at the time of your choosing. We'll audit your account. We'll audit your PPC. We'll audit your listing. We'll go over your differentiator. It's at the time of your choosing, so whenever you want. Exclusive Amazon content. I need to get this updated. My guy said he updated it today, but clearly not. Access to the AMZ Masterclass Freight Forwarder, where on average students save 30 to 50% on shipping rates. This in itself can pay for the program. Product selection, where based on the criteria that I use and teach, I will select your product for you. You have the AMZ Masterclass listing creation service. The same people who create my product images, my titles, my A+ content will create yours. The PPC Masterclass, literally the most in-depth guide on PPC ads out there. You won't even find as good information on YouTube, and I put my stamp of approval on that. The PPC ad management service. Two things that have not gotten updated here is we also have the inspection service. So third-party inspection company, when your products are manufactured from your supplier, you'll be able to reach out to them and get a third-party inspection done. And then also we have the AMZ Masterclass bookkeeping service. One more thing before we get into this last thing. So I want to show you guys this. There it is. One of the videos I just posted. Something that no other mentorship or program has out there. It will, God willing, be releasing in a couple weeks, and you best believe I'm going to be making lots of videos about it because it's going to be super cool. Choosing the first product is included in the AMZ Masterclass. It's included in the product selection option. So CC is one of my mentorship students. CC, if you go to, hold on, let me go here. If you go to this lesson, this group call lesson in the AMZ Masterclass, by the way, all of those group call lessons are all literally recorded, posted into the curriculum. But if you go to this group call lesson, at the very end of it, I tell you guys what it is. I actually show you guys an example of what the new thing that I'm adding is. So make sure you go check that one out, brother. And last but not least, if you guys are interested, like I said, in having all of those things, be sure to go here. Yes, I want to apply. You'd go ahead. This takes about 60 seconds. It's very easy. Make sure you fill out proper information so that the team can accurately help you. Don't fill it out like I just did. And you will, I have to put this part down. Ruhik, if you want information about the program, that's where you would go through this application process that I'm showing right here. And if you guys qualify for the program, because again, not everybody qualifies. We turn down like 90% plus of people who try to join. You would click yes, submit. Also, real quick, Adam, sorry, I'm gonna put you on blast, bro. I just saw that you joined. Say what's up, Adam. But I don't know if he's still in here or if he just passed in or came in passing. But you guys would go ahead and select a time right here, and then you will be, yep, there we go. My guy Adam right here. So Adam is actually an AMZ Masterclass mentorship student. He's an Amazon seller himself, and Adam is who you guys would speak with if you did book a call. So you would select the day, select the time, and then be able to speak to Adam. Adam is an absolute all-star. Adam speaks for me. Right? So if you're like, oh, I wanted to talk to Luke. Nope. If you're talking to Adam, it's like talking to me. Anything that he says is what I would say. And he's a super, super genuine dude. You guys will be able to talk to Adam. I don't consider him a salesperson because, again, he's a student and an Amazon seller. He would be what I consider an onboarding specialist and can help you on the onboarding process for the AMZ Masterclass mentorship program. But on that note, how long would it take to start selling with your mentorship? On average, 3 to 6 months, Hamid. That's a YouTube question. From knowing nothing about selling on Amazon to having a product live, and keep in mind that those 3 to 6 months is like if you have a bunch of delays, maybe a bunch of issues, maybe you're struggling with product research. Oh, I got to do a puzzle to stay on live. There we go. The 3 months is probably on the shorter time. The more average is like 3 to 4 months, but I do like to say 6 months just in case. And keep in mind that 2 of those months are going to be manufacturing and shipping your product. There is quite a bit of waiting time. Let me take some calls too, Luke, JK. Okay, you said JK. Okay, but be sure to go check that out, y'all. I do have a lot of free resources because I know that a paid program isn't in the cards for everybody. But for those of you who did want to learn my exact strategies and learn how to take your Amazon brand to the next level, the AMZ Masterclass is the Harvard of Amazon private label education. You want to go to Harvard or community college? Hamid asks, who will mentor you? Who will mentor you or Adam? Great question, Hamid. I'm actually glad you asked that before I hop off. I do not proxy you off to any coaches. So one of the things is you have direct access to me. Adam is our onboarding specialist. Adam takes the calls to get people onboarded into the program, answer your guys' questions about the program. Like I see Marvelous's question right here. For any questions that you guys have, you'd want to go book a call with the team, aka Adam. But in terms of the mentor who will teach you, I do not proxy you off to some coach. You will learn the strategies from me. Every group call that we have is taught by me. We just got off our this week's group call a couple hours ago. They're usually on Thursdays. I'm the one in the group calls, and we've had maybe 3 calls where it's other people talking, but guess what? I'm still on the call. There's no proxying or anything like that. So yeah, but be sure to go check that out, y'all. Be sure to go show some love to my last few videos. I hope everyone has a blessed night and blessed week, and I will see y'all soon. What's up, Alex? Good to see you. God bless you.